I grew up with an abusive father who would beat up my mother when he's drunk. I'm so sorry, Carrie.
And I'm sure you've made neural associations regarding alcohol and violence.
It seems to me like you are suffering from PTSD from
Oh,
what
yeah.
you have from what you have experienced with your father. And our next email comes from Carrie. She says, I grew up with an abusive father who would beat up my mother when he's drunk. I'm so sorry, Carrie.
Yeah.
Witnessing this abuse growing up, I became unfavorably disposed to people who drinks in social gatherings where I know alcoholic beverages would be present. While my fiance doesn't drink, he is a social butterfly and enjoys going to every social event we can go to, whether alcoholic beverages are present or not. Since he knows that I am averse to alcohol, he would sometimes go to parties by himself. While I am bothered by this, I can force myself to be around drunk people. How can I tell my fiance that I am bothered when he goes to parties without me?
I'm sorry you've endured such a terrible childhood and an abusive father. And I'm sure you've made neural associations regarding alcohol and violence, especially in your experience. But it's not always the case with alcohol. Sometimes alcohol relaxes people, sometimes it makes them more sociable. It's important for you to communicate with your fiance about how you're feeling. That's the main thing you need to do. Maybe he can help you find a solution to the way you can attend parties. You can try to be a little bit more social. You might find that for some reason you're having anxiety about that, and that's what's holding you back is the anxiety. And with all the negativity you've had in your life, it's hard to trust people. So I would suggest first have a long talk with him about how you feel.
Carrie, I am not qualified to diagnose, but it seems to me like you are suffering from PTSD from
Oh,
what
yeah.
you have from what you have experienced with your father, and it sure is traumatizing to be in that kind of environment growing up. Um, I think you need to find a professional counselor to see if you do have PTSDs, and so you can try to navigate how to deal with the trauma that you suffered growing up. But I don't believe that you can ask your fiance not to go to parties without you, because if that's what he enjoys doing, then that is not something that you can tell him not to do or force him to bring you to parties if you are not comfortable with.
Right.
I think you need to separate. This is like you need to have some trust with your fiance that, when he goes to these parties, that he's not going to fool around, because I think that is where the worry is, that he's going to, because that when your fiance goes to parties, he's just basically enjoying himself. If he's not drinking, then he really just enjoys the socialization.
Right.
And if that's what he enjoys, why would you want to not make him,
Yeah.
or why would you not allow him to do what he enjoys doing? I think more than anything, this is a personal issue, and you need to find someone to help you to move past the trauma, or not move past the trauma, but to deal with the trauma, so that what your fiance enjoys doing will no longer bother you,
Right.
or you can accept that is the activity that he finds enjoyable.
But either way, I agree with you that she needs to seek counseling or therapy for this PTSD, because it's not just the parties and the social gatherings that's an issue. I'm sure there's other things in your life that this has affected, and you really need to try to get better from it. It's not your fault, and you're trying to deal with things and you just don't know the way to do it. So that's where a professional counselor or therapy, or even talk to your family physician about it and see if they can recommend some programs for you.
Right. And you can find something that you can enjoy doing as well. You know, if you don't want to go with your fiance to all of these parties, then make that time as your me time, where you can find something that is enjoyable to you, that you can do without him. Because you don't have to be together all the time. Right? You don't have to be together all the time to find what makes you happy, or what makes you what activity you enjoy.
Yeah.
So every time that he goes out to socialize and attend parties, then you can go ahead and do whatever you want.
Yeah, make it about you.
And that is enjoyable to you. Go to a spa, have a massage, and things like that. But more importantly, I believe that you need to find someone to talk to you about this feeling that you have, your averseness to alcohol. And it's not bad if you don't want to drink. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that you are bothered that your other half is going out into parties without you, then I think that is something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
That is something that you need to talk to with a professional, therapist.
And the fact that you're, writing into us and asking these questions shows that you're a strong person. You're a strong individual. So asking for help to make you better is a good thing. And it's something that somebody that's smart and decisive and has a strong will and a survivor would do.
All right, Carrie, thank you so much for sending in your problem, and I wish you all the best. I hope that you can find a good therapist to talk to. And if you have any more problems, feel free to contact me, again, to email me. And so that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
If you'd like to be featured in any of our upcoming episodes, please feel free to message us through our social media links, which you can find below. We promise to keep your identity protected, and we hope to hear from you.
And if you're new to our channel, we would greatly appreciate if you can hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel. It would greatly help us gain traction on YouTube. Our channel is very new, and we need everyone's support at this early stage so that we can give you more episodes. Until next time, keep shining, be optimistic, and stay awesome. Bye.
Bye.
On the next episode of Clear Echoes.
It's been 3 months since, and while he sleeps in our guest bedroom, eats our food, and uses our utilities, he has never once took the initiative to contribute to our bills. I'm a practical person, and with the rising prices on everything, I am happy to use my sister's gown and put our wedding dress budget to our savings account. But when I told my fiancé, he said it's tacky and confided that she was never able to bond with their adopted son, and she's contemplating to return the baby to his mother.